Hi everyone, my name is Becc Sahasrara, and I want to talk to you about a woman's sexuality, about her femininity, and how this is an important part of her power. So I actually recently had some comments on some interview thing that I did where they were like, what's with the seductive pictures and stuff? And they said, even after all the abuse. And I was like, oh my goodness, you guys don't get it. You don't understand. Like, when a woman has gone through trauma, let's start here, but this applies even if you haven't had trauma. When a woman has gone through trauma, she can either go into pain and shadow and completely suppress and cut off her sexuality because it feels traumatized and it feels like yucky and all these different feelings that go with that sort of situation. Or she can swing in another negative way where she becomes really sexual in a really unhealthy way and doesn't respect herself and her own sexuality. Or she can be in an empowered, reclaiming position where she holds the powerful neutral pole of a woman's sexuality, which is our sexual innocence, and then the potency and power that is within that. So we don't really get this in society right now. And when people see people like me who are doing feminine embodiment work and they see our pictures and things like that, and they might have lots of different thoughts about it and lots of different judgments about it. But if they understood, and I want you, especially if you're a woman, to understand that you get to be in a wholly neutral position, if they understood the true message and alchemy and essence of what it means to have the power of feminine connection with you, it would change your life. And people would wholly respect it. They would hold it in a wholly beautiful position in this society. That is something that we have lost in this society, and that is absolutely something that I stand for the reclamation of. I'm very strong in this because when you are connected to your sexuality as a woman, when you're connected to your eros or your holy nectar, it is a vibration, it is a feeling. It can come in waves of pleasure, but it also feels like a tangible quality of liquid power that is so sexy and juicy, and it feels like you're overflowing with you-ness, like the essence of you. You feel in your vibe, you feel magnetic, you feel powerful, you feel supercharged. This is your life force, your vril that comes through your sexual energy, and as women is particularly potent. It is particularly a very strong gift that you have. So in our society, there's also, of course, a shadow that wants that power of the feminine to stay suppressed. Because when a woman is supercharged in her sexual essence, when she is wholly and wholly connected to that, she becomes very, very, very powerful. She becomes a master manifester through the process of birthing. Her womb portals open up. Her holy nectar streams and pathways, those divine pathways, start to run through her system. And she starts to overflow in this very magnetic, potent substance. Clairvoyantly, extrasensually is actually a substance, and it starts to call in and magnetize. It's very similar to the nectar of a flower and the response of the bees. And those bees can be the pieces of things that you want to manifest, that you came to do and you came to live here in your life as a woman, as a person who came with a mission. Or it can be to call in the holy masculine. It is tantalizing to the masculine because women also have a hypnotic power. You have a hypnotic power inside of your womb. Most people don't know this. They don't realize this, that there's actually a lot of complex metaphysics going on when a woman opens herself sexually in her own divine power to the extent that she chooses. It is contained, it is not overly open, it is chosen, and it is being wielded. This is so, so important for women to reclaim. And for me, a long time I was spent not even being connected. I mean, my trauma coping thing, I think, was to just kind of go numb about it and disconnect it and dissociate from that whole area of my being and my life. And when I started to go through alchemical initiations where I was called into feminine practices, and I started to have goddess ascended masters around me asking me to do things I never done before, like self-pleasure magic, and like just releasing a lot of pain from my womb and different things like this, it basically rewrote me into someone that can hold that and actually my natural power. So you get to choose whether or not you are going to reject this holy power, and you get to choose whether or not you're going to judge it in others. And I say that to anybody, men or women, of yourself or of others. And we may have judgment about the way that people present themselves, and sometimes that is seeing that somebody's presenting themselves sexually in a way that is unhealthy. And that's not what we want in our society, of course, but we want women to be in their holy priestess. We want women to be in their absolute whole power, because when women are in that way, they can lead. And they can actually give Mother Earth back the feminine essence that is her holy right to embody. They can give themselves back that holy leadership, and they can be extremely, extremely powerful. So hold your sexuality as sacred, embody your pleasure, live by this magic, and join me in Feminine Power Mentorship if you would like to step into that next level version of you who is capable of this sort of magnetism. Okay, have a good night.